It's actually not advantageous at all for women to choose to live with men in romantic partnerships.
Hey, I may have to be done. What up? What up? What up? Night Talk. What's going on, man? Diving in some of these videos y'all sent me to take a look at, man. This one I got pulled up says Angry Feminist Clementine Ford, schooled by Jordan Peterson Logic. Don't really know what that means, but I was told to take a gander. So let's do it. Let's go.
Do you believe that the patriarchy exists?
Obviously, yes, I do. I do believe that the patriarchy exists, and more to the point, I accept the reality of the patriarchy. For me, it's not an issue of belief or not, it's understanding that it's real.
And do you think that the patriarchy is oppressive?
Absolutely, oppressive to everybody. More superficially beneficial than not to men, but still acts in a way that oppresses them.
I don't know if you've thought about this, though. How can the patriarchy be oppressive to women when it was a man who invented the tampon?
Well, you've undone my entire worldview now.
I've read it here. That's
It's interesting. I mean, firstly, it assumes that women or people who bled prior to the invention of the tampon had absolutely no way of dealing with their menstrual cycles. And of course, we have all of human history to disprove that theory and the fact that we're still standing here today.
Well, I guess what I'm...
So, that was crazy what she just did there. She's fucking psycho. She's psycho. I don't know who the hell Shawty is, man, but like, she's so focused on trying to maintain this mentality that she just discredited the invention of the tampon, saying, well, people were surviving before it, so I'm sure they would have survived after it. Like, woo-hoo, they made a tampon. Bruh, she discredited the whole invention of the tampon by a man.
A man invented the tampon, a man invented the pad, a man invented the birth control pill. And these are all things that only really, well, not birth control pill, but the other two, only really help women. So those are men trying to help women.
Facts.
You know, how are they also part of the oppressing of women if they're helping them?
Well, the thing is that not every single man is an active, conscious agent of the patriarchy. Of course, we know that there are many men out there who support the rights of women and bleeding people in their lives to achieve freedom and dignity and movement throughout the world. So it doesn't surprise me.
The majority of people feel that way. She's making it seem like it's only a small amount of men who are out here trying to make life easier for everybody. Her view on the world is fucked up, man. Damn, that's rough. I would hate to have her life.
Freedom and dignity and movement throughout the world. So it doesn't surprise me that there would be some men who have women in their lives who would...
Damn, she's making it seem like these men are like few and far between. Like, it doesn't surprise me that there are a few men out here who want equality, but the majority of y'all ain't shit. Y'all all trying to hold us down. This bitch is crazy.
So it doesn't surprise me that there would be some men who have women in their lives who would be invested in making those lives easier for women. But I just want to go back to this point that actually people who bleed have been managing their menstrual cycles since the dawn of humanity.
How is that relevant?
It's not so much that a man invented the sanitary pad or invented the tampon. It's that men historically have had access to spaces and to education and to industry that allows them to create certain versions of things that have already been used for thousands and thousands of years. Women have invented things too, you know.
Like.
Damn, there you go, discrediting motherfuckers again. I mean, one thing I could take from that is that, you know, I'm assuming, I don't know, I mean, you got to fact check me on that, but I would assume that during the inventions of these necessities for women, if there was a time that the patriarchy was prominent, would probably be during that time. So I'm assuming that tampon, pads, all that stuff was invented a long time ago. Like a long time. Let's Google it real quick. 1931, invented the menstrual tampon, most commonly used in the 20s. So 1931. So yeah, I didn't imagine the patriarchy was alive and breathing back then. So what she said would have some weight if we still lived in that time, right? Because I do think that if women were allowed the accesses to education and to work, they probably would have invented that device or that necessity for themselves way before a man, because they realized they needed, and they would have been able to invent these things had they had the resources, man. So all that stuff happened back then, but to sit here and act like the patriarchy still exists today is nonsensical to me. Anybody who feels that way is just in their feelings. They're delusional, they pigeonholed, and they're not seeing the entire picture. They only focused on the harm that's being done to them, right? When right now we're pretty much on an even playing field, all things considered, man. Like, it's never gonna be even for everybody. That's never gonna happen. But right now, present day, man, it's never been as equal. It's never been more equal. In a lot of areas, women have better situations than men. A lot of them. I would say more, but I'm not even going to go there.
Like the internet.
The problem is, though, is that if we all accept that there is an oppressive patriarchy, then we are now telling young men that you are a beneficiary of this patriarchy, and it's making them feel bad. And it's, and they're not feeling good, and they don't want to go to university, and this is a real issue because, we need men to be leading the way.
Do we?
Apparently, yes. Yes, because if the numbers of men in social sciences decreases, as they're decreasing every year, not in STEM subjects, but social sciences, then they're no longer going to be going to the top of these industries. And then, in that case, where are women going to find people to marry and mate with? Because women want to mate up, men mate across and down. So if we don't have these men staying at the top, how are the women going to mate up?
Well, I think maybe one of the problems that is challenging men like Jordan B. Peterson and his acolytes these days is not so much who women are going to marry up with or mate up with, but that more and more women are choosing not to marry and not to mate at all because they realize that these situations and these structures for them are actually not all that liberating. Not currently in the world that we live in, where when women do marry, they end up doing the bulk of the domestic workload. They end up doing significant hours of unpaid work. If children enter the picture, then women's workload astronomically increases while men's workload decreases. It's actually not advantageous at all for women to choose to live with men in romantic partnerships.
Hey, I may have to be done. I may have to call it quits. I may have to call it quits after that. Bruh. That's dangerous. That is dangerous. That will be the destruction of mankind if you have women out here adopting that mentality, man. I could never know where that comes from. Like, does she really believe what the fuck she's saying? Or is she just saying that to help her argument? Women are becoming more liberated by not seeking romantic relationships and by not having children. Are you insane? And the only type of women that's going to say that are women who can't find a man and who aren't having children, right? To make myself feel more comfortable about the fact that I can't get a man and can't find somebody to give me children, I'm just going to say that that's the issue. Say it's something wrong with that way of living because I can't attain that. That's crazy. That's some selfish ass type of shit, and it's just that is gonna result directly into the destruction of humanity, man. Because you got people walking around like that, not having relationships no more, we're not having kids no more, and I mean, that may be a factor in why society is the way it is right now. Because birth rate is declining, marriage rate is declining, people are not having relationships no more for various reasons. But I mean, I don't imagine that this type of feminist bullshit is a large factor in why society is the way it is. I feel like this is like an extremist point of view that not a lot of people have, but that shit, it just logically does not make any sense. I'll be curious and definitely interested in hearing all these women who are not happy because of the relationship they're in or the children that they have. Like, you take the most fucked up circumstances of, a deadbeat father, or a woman that's a domestic violence victim, or just any of those circumstances. Once those children are involved, I guarantee you their life is happier with these children as opposed to these children not being there. If it's a biological thing or just a societal thing, I tend to believe it's the former. It's just a biological thing. Women need to have children to feel a sense of satisfaction. To, even if they're not even aware of it, they're gonna get to the point in their life. I can't dive into that. Women can be goal oriented, career driven as much as they want, man. Ain't nothing gonna bring them the amount of satisfaction as bringing a whole child in here, a whole family in here, man. You can ask the most successful women out here who have kids, man. It's just probably a bad example, but I mean, she's represents a lot of this modern feminist movement. Ask somebody like Cardi B, what's more important to her career or them kids she got? Ask Michelle Obama, what's more important to her clout, her status, or them kids she got? Ask whomever. Like, if you don't live that life, if you ain't got no children, how dare you come up here and say that women's life are better without that? And it's not good for society. Don't look for a relationship. Don't have children. And then all this other bullshit she was talking about when what you call it? They take on a bunch of unpaid labor. What the fuck? First of all, do you think that these women out here consider taking care of their children, take care of their family, unpaid labor? The majority of women do not feel that way. It's not labor. It's not labor. At the end of the day, your man and women is about creating families and extending these generations. If you fucking take on this bitch's mentality, man, we will cease to exist. That was wild. That was wild. This bitch probably depressed as shit. She probably got hella fucking cats. What? That's gotta be insulting to every goddamn mother out here, regardless if she's gone through the most fucked up of circumstances, man. Having a child as that's gotta be the most gratifying thing a woman goes throughout her fucking life. And to say do not pursue that because of not selfish reasons, just because women like this just can't get no man. What man's gonna sign up to be with that? She's gonna be single the rest of her goddamn life. Her goddamn life. What man is gonna sign up to be with that? I'm gonna try to listen to some more of this nonsense, man. But that's crazy.
The fact that we still do it indicates to me that there's not a lot that Jordan really needs to be concerned about. This is just about maintaining men's primacy and maintaining men's position at the top of the pile. I think it seems more that what is concerning him is that men no longer have power over women.
Oh, Lord.
So you would say, you would disagree.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I gotta turn this off. I'm done. This video is already way too fucking long. Yeah, man. This is crazy. I've said enough. I should have got my girl in this shit. She would have flamed her ass, bro. Ooh. That's tough. I feel bad for y'all. I feel bad for y'all that's out there moving like that, man. Watch her. Who was the damn girl that Jordan was talking to that one day? She was like a successful ass journalist or whatever. I did a reaction on it, man. And she's saying she's like 38. She ain't got no kids. Kids are not, a priority of hers or whatever. She didn't foresee herself having kids. And then, like, years later, she's got kids. I think she had a relationship and shit now. Like, your whole energy shift when life goes how it's supposed to go. But I mean, if I was out here and and looked at the man as like some hateful ass oppressor, and I'm not fucking with no man, and I can't get no man. I would flip the shit on them. Like, I'm never gonna be with a man, so they're the cause of all my struggle, and there's so much of the cause for my struggle that, having a relationship is not going to do anything good for me. Matter of fact, having children is not going to do anything good for me. You know what? I'm just going to live my lonely ass life by myself. Yeah, man. Whatever. Let's see how far that gets you. Ain't like women with money, 40 years or older, like the most depressed demographic. Like, they could be committing suicide and got all types of mental issues, man, because that shit directly affects them, man. Do not listen to bullshit like this, man. That is a cancer. I'm out. Hold on, man. I'm sitting here thinking about what the fuck I just heard this woman say. She referred to the caretaking from a mother to her child, making sure the children are fed, making sure the household is taken care of, as unpaid labor. It took a minute for that shit to sink in. First of all, anyone that says that, that motherfucker is not a parent. That's one thing. But that has to be the most selfish fucking thing someone could ever say when they refer to as you providing for your family as unpaid labor. So your mom should have been paid for the amount of hours she put into making sure you was good throughout your upbringing. Nah, motherfucker, that's the parent's responsibility. Not even, that's just the fact. It's just the way life is, man. You have a child, just naturally you're going to do whatever is necessary to make sure that child is good. It's not labor, it's life. So, she should stay in that lane. She should stay in that lane. She should never have a fucking child. She's never gonna find a fucking man. She should never have a fucking child. But I know her whole mentality, her whole vibe will change if she's ever blessed with having a goddamn child. But the fact that someone can sit down there and refer to as what a mother provides her child or the family as unpaid labor is fucking stupid. We'll call it cooking, cleaning, making sure that our house is good. And typically in households like that, with the mother is providing the majority of the workload at home, and it's a nuclear family, the man is providing the brunt of the bills needing to be paid, right? So is it unpaid labor? But I didn't even go there. It's not fucking labor. That shit I was sitting there thinking about. You gotta be fucking dumb. You gotta be fucking dumb. All right, I'm done now. I'm out.